Well, good afternoon. Good afternoon and welcome to another webinar Wednesday, special Thursday edition. Yeah. We've had Thursday editions in the past. I can't recall if it was two or three, but special Thursday edition in honor of SBDC AI Day 2026. It's going on around the country, all over SBDC territory. There are AID training festivities going on, and we're doing our part right here. We're going to be talking about what we do at the CSUB SBDC related to AI and all the great things that are happening. And today is July 16th, 2026. Well, they sure would have made it a lot easier for all of us if they would have just had AI Day yesterday on July 15th, a Wednesday. I will make that suggestion next year. But we are here today on our special Thursday edition talking about AI because, like they say about rock and roll, AI is here to stay. So we'll be getting into a lot of the issues relating to AI and a lot of the great opportunities, the benefits, and really ways that you can really improve and impact your business. So we'll be talking about that, and we'll be talking about what small business owners should look for in artificial intelligence and AI. As with Webinar Wednesdays, I will guide us through our little columns that we have, our little areas such as Capital Quarter. Our Capital Quarter, a weekly feature on a Webinar Wednesday. We'll be talking about accessing capital using AI. What's different about it? What are some of the options? So we'll use that particular focus on our topic today of AI to discuss capital in AI. We'll also have our economic corner on AI productivity. So we're seeing a lot of the economists talk about, with AI, businesses can become more productive, and more productive is always good for businesses. So we'll talk a little bit about that today. AI and question mark, our third featured area that we speak about. We're talking about AI and tie it to the topic. Well, how can we tie AI and AI together? Well, it's on us. We'll say that. So AI and us must mean the AI and CSUB SBDC. So after that, we will bring in our live speaker, our presenter today. Our presenter, fantastic work they're doing, and really happy to share that with you today. There will be time for answers to your questions. We also have resources today that are going in the chat box. And yes, we do have poll questions. So poll questions are going to be added. So let's jump into those right now and find out what we could possibly come up with as far as our poll questions today. And our first of three poll questions today is, what's your biggest barrier to using AI? So what is that? Is it the cost from AI subscriptions? Is it you don't know what uses you can gain from AI? Is it the time and the understanding of programs or uses for AI? Do you have security or other concerns? And you can actually click other and go into the chat box and put that in there, and we'll pick that up at the end of today's webinar. So, your biggest barrier to AI right now, what's your biggest hurdle right now facing you? Is it the cost, which the cost of subscriptions to AI is rising, and the number of subscriptions being available and to assist with your business are increasing? That is one. You don't know what uses from AI you could actually benefit your business. Is it the time and understanding of those particular programs? Is it security or something else? So, give you another couple moments to complete the poll question. We do have 50% of you now completed the poll question. Give you one last moment and we'll jump in and close the poll question number one and share that with you. And with 54% of you responding, here you go. So, number one is the time and the understanding of using particular AI programs. 38% of you said that. 23%, it's the cost of AI subscriptions. Also, 23% is security. Maybe you're not aware of security or you're afraid of some of your information getting out there. Obviously, on open-ended systems, that is a concern. And then also, you don't know what uses are that would benefit your business from AI and other bringing up the rear. So thank you so much for that. We will now go back to our second poll question. And that question is going to be, which area could AI save your business the most? And we're talking about the most money. So which area? Is it financial analysis, profitability? We can put together marketing and customer service, and also administration and legal, product development, or you're really not sure which area could save your business the most money. So we're looking at financial analysis, profitability, maybe loan analysis, anything to do financially as being the first option. Marketing, customer service could be the second one. Your administration and some of the legal aspects that you run into potentially could be the next. Product development. If you're developing a product, for example, and you're using AI to assist with that, or you're not sure. And we do have 60% of you in at this time. Give you one last moment to click that particular box. Go click, 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 click. End of poll, sorry. And we'll share those results with you on which area could AI save you the most money. Well, 36% of you say marketing. And then we get a really nice tie between a number of those that are bringing up the last or tying for third with 14% would be administration product development, or you're not sure. And coming in second, finance at 21%. So marketing one, finance two, legal and other areas are third. So thank you for participating in that particular poll question. So a lot of similar carryover from the last poll question. So that'll wrap up the polls for today, and let's move on. Our capital quarter, our focus on the almighty buck with our wonderful, wonderful cover here being Woodrow Wilson and the 1934 edition of the $100,000 bill. Oh, I love that graphic. It's the big, beautiful bill, in my opinion, even though his name was Woodrow. So, with Capital Quarter, it's important to note that SBA lenders aren't making AI loans. Okay, what do I mean by that? SBA lenders probably aren't singling out those that want proceeds for, maybe some AI improvements and things like that. But really, what they want to see is the benefits from AI. They want to see what is being done. So they're financing businesses that become more efficient. More efficient generally will save you money and improve cash flow. They want to see financing businesses that become more profitable. It's oftentimes easier for lenders to actually make a loan to a more profitable cash flowing business. Also scalable. If your business and it wants to scale or grow or expand, it's oftentimes easier because of those efficiencies that are gained by implementing some AI systems and processes that we'll talk about later today. And then that comes down to what they really like. SBA lenders really love businesses and business owners that really understand their numbers and what are behind their numbers. So with that, AI can improve all of these areas and, perhaps as far as a loan application, simplify that process. The application process, oftentimes to put a loan package together is a lot of work. And really, your time really doesn't start ticking until you've submitted that to the lender. So simplifying the loan process could be assisting a little bit with your business plan. I do not like personally, and I know lenders are frowning away from those AI generated business plans where there's not a lot of input from the borrower. So you got to really put input into it. It maybe could be some good basis for thought and a starting point, but putting that in there. But simplifying the loan application process also includes financial projections, which oftentimes businesses struggle with. Now, SBA lenders really don't really don't like us to do all of the work on the projections. They want us to assist you and to show you kind of your way around the numbers and to help you understand those numbers. But those processes can be improved with AI as well. So, a couple of the things that go in there, your business planning, your financial projections, and some of the other aspects of packaging that loan, we really at the SBDC are really looking at ways of cutting down the process to where we start with a client and we're turning an application in to a particular lender. So that's one of the areas that we can improve. And that oftentimes will shorten the loan process window because really, we like to say it starts when you ask us, how long is it going to take for me to get this loan? Is it really starts when it gets to the lender. So the work that you have to come up with, pulling your financial information, pulling and looking at your credit history and making sure your credit is okay, looking at some cash flow and other financial ratios. So those are all important things. Also important is it strengthens cash flow. I mentioned this a little bit last slide, but really improving the cash flow is really paramount and really a great tool in this particular process. And what's great about it? Well, every lender that I work with, almost every lender, but most lenders will tell you, many lenders, I'm backpedaling very fast right now, but many lenders or most lenders will tell you that they're cash flow lenders. And so if it strengthens the ability and improves the bottom line and helps you improve your cash flow, it makes it easier for you to fund that particular deal. So it could also improve your debt service coverage. So debt service coverage ratio is one that we talk about a lot and easy for you to say. But the debt service coverage ratio is really kind of an important factor that you really have to jump through as a hurdle or understand that in order to apply and receive funding. So in the long run, what it does is it improves loan eligibility. So you're much long likely to receive a small business loan. On our economic corner and focus on what's going on in the general economy and things that from the big picture that can really benefit, we're seeing a focus on productivity. And most small businesses that I'm talking to right now are facing higher labor cost. Oftentimes, it's difficult in hiring and finding the right person for the particular job. You're having slower population growth in some areas of California and also rising insurance costs. So, rising insurance costs are affecting some of the benefits, health insurance, and they're just making it more expensive for you to hire more employees. So we're not suggesting in any way, shape, or form, but by focusing on productivity, you can get by with fewer employees, but you can make the current ones that you have more productive. And maybe then it does take more time in order to get more output with the same amount of people. That's productivity. So really focusing on productivity, our economic corner for today, and that's one of the ways that I'm sure Ranjeet will have some information on in just a few moments. So will AI become the biggest productivity tool since the internet? Many are saying yes. I think the jury's still out, but obviously it is a tool that is going to improve efficiencies and productivity along the way. So on our AI and question marks, and again, I have to give you our thoughts because AI and question mark, with the question mark usually being the topic for the webinar of this particular week. So AI and question mark, here's my thoughts on it. And as the director of the SBDC here, we're thinking beyond simply teaching AI. There's some things that you'll take away today. There are some great, I think, information that you will gain from today. But we're asking our student engagement teams, our advisors, and AI can work together to create detailed, complex solutions, inspiring an entirely new consulting model for small business success. That's what I think is happening right now, because I am seeing more detailed information that really works around data and you getting more information out of the data that you already have, as we'll find out. So in summation with our quarter, our capital quarter, our corner and AI. There you go in a nutshell what I just think I mentioned. Improving financeability, in efficiency and productivity, and also a few different ways. So one of the tools that we have is we have a great, I think, AI program that we're starting to implement, and you're going to learn so much about what is happening right now in just a couple of moments. So that is going in the toolbox. It's not there yet, but we have other tools there. We will have 4 AIU certified through the America's SBDC, the National Association of Small Business Development Centers. In just a couple of months, we will move beyond 2 to 4 AI certified individuals and continue to work with more students. This, like many of our past webinars, will go here on our CSUB YouTube channel. So if you want to revisit this particular webinar and any others, we are there to assist you. Also, to sign up for no cost, no obligation expert consulting, you can go to our website. We'll gladly assign one of our expert consultants based on your particular needs, and we will assist you on finding a solution to whatever issues or potential problems that you have. CSUBSBDC.com is the place to go. Coming up on Webinar Wednesday, we have on July 22nd, when we go back to our regular Wednesday, we'll have Webinar Wednesday number 385, and it's going to be financial solutions for struggling firms. And not only struggling firms, but in a struggling and difficult economy. So we've had in the past Mr. Ben Nicholson join us from the East Coast with Fortis Business Advisors. That's a fantastic job on cash flow and really jumping into forming cash flow and showing you some of the perils out there that you might want to avoid. And then July 29th, Megan Hodap will be back also, former presenter on Webinar Wednesday. She is the small business manager with the California iBank, which is the infrastructure bank that does a variety of California state lending programs that are available for small businesses. That's our direction the next couple of weeks. But now it's time for me to bring in our special guest today. And our special guest is one of our former absolutely top-notch business interns who joined the SBDC last November and actually came on and actually has really grabbed the AI initiative in his 10 months before graduating in May with a bachelor's degree in finance. It's time to bring in Ranjeet Singh, our small business specialist at the SBDC. Ranjeet, jump in here and take it away.
Thank you so much, Kelly, for having me attend. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today and welcome to AI Day. My name is Ranjeet Singh, and I'm proud to be a part of the CSU SBDC family here. And just to start off, to all the audience, whether you're a current business owner, someone who's thinking about starting a business, or simply interested in learning how technology is changing the way businesses are operating. We're grateful that you have chosen the time to spend part of your day with us. And artificial intelligence has become one of the most talked about topics in the business world today. And almost every week, there is a new platform, a new application, or a new headline about how AI is transforming industries. So, with there being so much information available there, it's understandable that many business owners are asking themselves the simple question is, how does this actually apply to my business? So today, that's exactly what we'll be exploring together. The presentation that I'll be going over is not going to be based on writing AI prompts or a lesson with AI platforms. Instead, the goal is to show you something that's much more practical. And I'd like to show how we have been using AI here at the CSU SBDC facility and helping out small businesses make smarter decisions using the information they already have. And throughout today's presentation, I'll be showing some examples of dashboards that we have created, reports, some financial analysis, forecasting, and some of the operational insights that we have developed for clients. So without further ado, let's get started. So your business is already collecting data, and is anyone reading it? So every day, small businesses are generating data throughout the tools that they already are using. A few examples could be through a point of sale system, accounting software, online booking and scheduling tools, inventory systems, spreadsheets, customer loyalty apps. So each one of these platforms, there's data that's being collected daily. And approximately 72% of small business owners say that they don't have enough time or the tools to make sense out of the data that their business produces. So our goal here at the SBDC Center is how we have been working with AI to better assist our clients is to put all of this data to work that businesses are already generating day to day. So a spreadsheet isn't an answer. So a lot of owners are left asking, how do I read this data? What am I supposed to be looking for? What insights can I gain from this? And what decisions should I make because of it? So there's a lot of data out there that is present and just sitting there, and it's not really being put to work or being used. So that's a missed opportunity that we see until we put it into work. So what we do here at the SBDC site when we are consulting with clients and with AI trending and evolving every single day is we take raw numbers and create a real plan. So I've broken this up into 5 simple steps. So what we do is we first collect the data that is already present. This could be from a point of sale system. This could be from some booking softwares, accounting, or e-commerce. And then we clean and structure it out. So we have AI, which what we do is organize the structure of the data and we allow it to see the patterns that are visible to us. From there, we go ahead and analyze it and see exactly what the trends are, what the top performers are, and if there's any areas that have problems, how can we identify those when we do the analyzation. Fourth step, very simple, we translate all the information. So our SBDC advisors and teams turn all those findings from that data that we gather into a plan that's very simple and easy to use. And this can be tailored in any way that the client would like that to be. And then the last step is act. So the client leaves with a actionable plan for the business from start to finish. So this isn't just a theory. We have been currently and ongoing working on this. We are performing this, and here are a few examples of real clients that we've actually helped, product businesses and service businesses alike. So as you can see, we work with cash flow forecasting, margin and pricing analysis, marketing ROI, scheduling efficiency, and growth readiness. So these are some of the examples that we are able to identify when we're working with data and AI and making a foundation and structuring it out. So for example, cash flow forecasting, a client needs to see the cash coming in and out. We can identify those patterns with the margin and pricing analysis. If a client discovers there's items that there's a loss on, we can identify those with that data. And same applies with the marketing, where actually the customers are coming from, where that traffic is coming from. We can identify those patterns. Scheduling, if a business is having to do manually the scheduling process, we can go ahead and assist that and save them a lot of time with scheduling too. and growth readiness. We want to make sure we have our clients use the data and decide if they're wanting to expand. We can guide them through that as well with the data to back it up. And also, this applies to any industry, product, or service. So it fits every single business. And then I'll just wanted to move forward with three stories and three different businesses, just to give a real life perspective. Is we had a client who had tried using AI and they had been using a chatbot like ChatGPT, trying to improve their marketing within their business. So when the client had come to us, they had mentioned that they've already tried using AI and showed us how it's been working for them. So when we checked it, there were a few areas where it looked like it wasn't sufficient enough. There wasn't any data to back up the sales. It wasn't as detailed as normally how we process our consulting. So what we did was we gathered all of the data and created a simplified dashboard system on some of the areas that they wanted to work with, such as marketing. And then we compared both of those segments side by side, and the client was able to see exactly how the information was different from a generic response to something that's tailored and customizable that fits their needs. So we had their point of sale system data, and we were able to create a customized platform for them to follow step by step. Also, another client example is we took a client's existing sales data and turned it into a cash flow forecast. So that way they can kind of identify what's likely coming next, giving them time to adjust spending, marketing, and inventory before there's any slowdown hits. Another business that we assisted with was a service business owner that was spending a lot of time every single week building out a staff schedule by hand manually. So we helped them save a lot of time. We automated the process. So we used some of their historical data to back it up, and we were able to allow them to start doing the scheduling in an automated way every week, and this would help them cut costs for unnecessary overstaffing. So a lot of hours it had saved and reduced the costs as well. So moving forward, so the same data now telling a story. So when we build a dashboard for our clients, like I mentioned earlier, we tailor it in a way that's going to best fit and suit their needs. So for example, as you can see, for this particular client, and this is sample data, is they wanted to focus on a 7-day revenue period, as well as the current and prior weeks, as well as the top selling items and some of the fast growing items. And we can split this into an illustration that's very simple and easy to follow for each client. If they prefer a certain chart or a bar graph, a pie chart, we can also include those details onto the dashboard for them. So as you can see, top sellers, units, 7 days, it clearly shows out the top selling items with the graphs and the numerical data, as well as the daily revenue trend. This is something that we are able to create with the data we're intaking from our side. So this is just an example of one of the clients' dashboard, what they wanted to focus on. So we consulted with them, went through a number of questions and tried to figure out what exactly do they want to focus on and tailored it in that way. Here is a dashboard that we built for a client. So hopefully you guys can see the image. I tried to make it as full size as possible, but I will be explaining to you for the ones who are having some issues viewing it. So what we did with this client is we created a dashboard and we consulted with them, figuring out where do they want to focus on, which areas we can come in and help them with our expertise. So they wanted to focus on what's working currently for them, where's there any leakage, if there's problems, products, combos, marketing, feedback, weekly, and executive story. So this dashboard we were able to create with the use of the point of sales data as well as QuickBooks. So you can see the total revenue location by location. It's broken down with margins, payroll ratios, refund tracking, and it gives you a simple and easy to follow summary at the bottom with color-coded statuses for what will need attention right now or in the future. And also, this dashboard is in real time, so the client has access to this, so they can monitor it every week and see how they're performing. So, like I was mentioning previously, is every dashboard is going to be customized to your liking and focus. For those who don't know what a dashboard is, simply it's just a customized page that shows exactly how your business is performing at a glance. So some of the areas that a lot of owners, small business owners want to focus on is financial health. It could be through margins, cash flow, expense trends, profitability by category, the marketing performance, what's driving traffic, which promotions convert and customer patterns, revenue and top performers, best-selling products or services, and where the revenue is going to be concentrated, and also growth readiness. So whether the data supports to expand or continue hiring, or if you want to set up another location, the dashboard is going to explain how you can do that. So these are some of the things that we can implement with our clients, and it can be customized to better fit however they would like the dashboard to be created. So financial analysis made understandable. Some of the questions that we get from real clients on a day-to-day basis are like, are my margins healthy for my industry? Where is my money actually going? Which products or services are profitable and which are quietly losing money? Can I afford to hire, expand, or take on debt? So these questions can simply be answered when we consult with the client and we do the intake process and we're creating the dashboards. So we're able to answer each one of these questions and make it simplified for them to better understand. Here is another example of gross margin by category. We can identify with the data that we have is for example, the beverages, bakery, food, and merch, and it's simply identified by percentage. And like I mentioned, this is just sample data. This can be used for any business, any industry. As long as there is some data, it doesn't have to be the most complex. It can be simple, moderate. We can still work with that. Here's another example of the client dashboard that was created. So as you can see for the leakage tab that we created, our team was able to identify where the money is leaving. And you can see on here the payroll overrun, the refund leakage, discount, custom amount leakage, missed upsell, and the retention loss. So as you can see underneath, it's just as simple as identifying what the leakage type is, where the source is coming from, and this can be categorized by the location. If there's more than one location, we can embed this into the dashboard and then it will flag if it's either location A or location B. Estimated annual revenue, the severity, and some of the actions required. So it will automatically flag if something needs the attention or is medium or the opportunity is high. It will go ahead and flag that and what steps to take. So this dashboard was created to kind of give that vision to the client and better understand the data on where is the money leaving. If there is leakage, then it goes step by step explaining how that's working. Moving on. So marketing that's backed up by data and not guesswork. So we can work with any data range you would like. It could be weekly, monthly, quarterly. There's a sample right here, which is within the last 90 days. So for this client, they wanted to figure out where the traffic is coming from. So we were able to gather the data, embed it into the system, and see exactly where the traffic is coming. So you can see the walk-in we have as 34%. Social media is also on here. The repeat 26%, the referral and the online order. So it's just as simple as that when it comes down to making the illustration with the data. So what this can reveal is whether marketing dollars are actually reaching new customers, which promotions or channels are driving real trackable traffic, how much revenue depends on repeat customers versus one-time visits, where to focus a limited marketing budget for the best return. So we can answer each one of these questions and identify that with the data. Here's also another example of the marketing segment. So for this one, we were able to map out a stage by stage the marketing funnel and see exactly how this business is operating. So for this one, you can see the marketing funnel status. So it's split up into different segments. So there's a funnel stage. You can see the current status, what the problem is. So you can see the no email, SMS at checkout. That's one of the things that's mentioned here. Also, if there is no referral mechanism, that will also be shown on here. And what's the opportunity when fixing this problem and some of the actions to take. And it will simplify this and flag it as severity. If it's priority, it will flag it to do it right away to make that change to move for succession, or it will give you a time lapse on when to kind of plan these things so that way you're prepared ahead of the game. Also, there's a campaign tracker that was embedded in here as well. So they also have that option if they want to track their campaign and how well it's doing. You can also do that with this platform. Here is a example of revenue trends and where they're headed. So when we gather the data, we can exactly identify how the business is performing. It can go by monthly revenue. And then with all the insights and feedback that we are able to get, which is AI projected, for this scenario, it will give you an AI projection to show you exactly, okay, if you follow these steps, this is where your business can head. So we are also able to identify the revenue and get this kind of AI projection presented to the client to see, okay, with these changes, this is where you can be, and down the line and in the future, how it can look like. Also, just to continue on this one, the products for this dashboard, it's easily categorized by top 15 items as you can see right here, the type of item it is. It will also categorize it. The net sales, which are all time, you can see from each item. So you can see uh, where the revenue is coming from, which exact item, the number of units that are sold from each item. So it gets very in depth when it comes to with the data and seeing how exactly is this revenue coming in and what the average unit price is for each one. And then it will flag it with the action. If it's recognize the pattern that it's doing well, it will identify to protect it. If it mentions for this example to combo it, you can also do that, or something needs promotion. So it will automatically start flagging those items. So you have that in front of you and you can take that action. So it's very simple, very easy. However the client would like it, we can tailor it in that way. Because there is a lot of data out there. And like I mentioned in the beginning, businesses have data on a day-to-day basis, and it's just sitting there. It's not really being put to use. So this is kind of our approach and strategy where we're better able to serve the clients is putting that data into work and making it easy and simplified for them to understand it. So a typical session from start to finish, 5 easy, simple steps is you can bring what you have. It can either be a spreadsheet, a point of sales export, or even a few months of receipts. Like I mentioned, it doesn't have to be anything complex. You know, if it's just some simple data you have, we can still work with it. The goal is we are able to cater to every single client, and there will be a key takeaway with each client that they'll be able to take away with. Second step, you just tell us your focus, where you would like us to concentrate on. That could be financially, marketing, some of the top products. You're able to choose the lens that you want. Then we will run the analysis, have AI process the data within minutes and not weeks. Sometimes when we do the consulting and depending on how lengthy the data can be, sometimes we have scenarios where we can give the analysis there and then. So it just depends from situation to situation. We'll review all the findings together and help the client understand it. An advisor from the SBDC Center will go through that data and help you understand exactly each pinpoint. And then you will leave with a plan, a clear takeaway, and you're able to take the next steps and act on it immediately. So it's just as simple as these 5 steps. This is how a typical session would look like from start to finish. And a real takeaway every step of the way. So, clarity, exactly where your business stands today, confidence, whether the recent decisions are paying off. We provide a direction on what to focus on next and why, and something that's going to be scalable. So, something you can approach and you can repeat as you grow. So, on each step, we as consultants are there for you to help understand and guide you in each direction for succession. Also, just want to mention that there's no cost, time is not wasted, there are only real results. So there's no cost for our services to any business owner, and everything is confidential. We do have a client's rights and responsibility form, as well as strict protocols that we have to abide under. So it is 100% confidential. We are serving Kern, Inyo, and Mono counties. So those are the regions that we serve, and everything is confidential from when it gets to consulting with the advisor and the client itself. So no matter where your business stands, we are here to help. If you're ready to grow, you're considering a new location, you're considering to hire or introduce a new product line, we're here to help. If you're trying to seek insight, you have some data, you don't have enough time, resources to make the most of it, we're also here to provide that insight. If you're unsure about a recent decision or something that needs to be changed, we're also going to be there. And if you're getting started for the ones who are starting out a new business and you're wanting to adapt and build good habits in the early stages, we are also here for that assistance also. So behind every data point is a family that's depending on this business. So small businesses, it's not just about revenue lines, it's a lot of small business owners and families, they have mortgages, tuition, retirement plans, and futures. So we help the clients understand their data and we help protect all of it. Like I mentioned, we are local, we are serving the Kern, Inyo, and Mono County. All of the information is confidential, the data is confident, and it is always private. We are a ongoing resource that you're able to return to always. So any step during our consulting, you can always return. And if you need some um, assistance in a different category segment, we're always here to help. So AI lets us do the scale. So there's two ways. So the old way was it would take weeks to gather all of this manual data manually and review it. There was limited time on our hands and a lot of intake, and insights often arrived too late to act on. So the new way is it's AI powered. So it takes minutes to structure and analyze the same data. Every client is able to get a customized dashboard, and insights will arrive while decisions can be made. So it's very fast paced, very quick and efficient for everybody. So that's how it is moving forward. So AI gives us speed. However, advisors still give the judgment. So AI processes the data fast. It identifies patterns that maybe as humans we might miss or take too long to find. However, I just want to emphasize the advisor is the one who will still understand your industry, your goals, your risk tolerance, and ask the right questions. And when you put those two together, you get that insight that's both fast and genuine, and that's going to be relevant to your business. So if your business has wondered how AI could help your business, like I mentioned, we turn the actual sales and financial data into something that's going to be customized to your likings. It's not going to be anything generic. It's going to be fitting your needs. Maybe you've thought about it, you've tried it, but here's exactly what SBDC can do with AI and a real advisor, which a generic tool is not going to be able to do. We can build a marketing insight from real customer patterns and not industry guesses. We can automate time consuming work such as receipt tracking, staffing, scheduling staff, and much more. Financial forecasting that can be tailored to your business. And a real advisor is going to be in the room with you, and it's not just a chatbot. That's most important. So this is the exact gap that we are able to close. Real data, a real advisor, real results, and it's free. So there's just three simple steps for your first session. You would just sign up, register with SBDC CSUB. It could just take a few minutes. Once you're done with that, you just gather what you have. It could either be something simple, moderate, or complex. We are able to work with any client and better serve them. If you have a spreadsheet or a POS export, the point of sale system export, sorry, we can assist. It can be just paper records. We'll help in either way. Last step is you meet with the advisor, bring your focus areas, and you'll leave with something to take away with and a customized dashboard with a strategic plan. But this is how most of our sessions start exactly. We sit down together, we look at what you want to focus on, and that's how it goes. So just to kind of conclude everything, there's a lot of data that is out there, but it's not being put into work. So let us put that into work for you. It's free, everything's confidential, very fast and efficient, and it could just be one conversation away. You can tell us what you need help with, and we'll reach out right away. You'll see a QR code on the screen, so that will also take you to our sign up page where you'll just fill out a few things and then you can get ready to start consulting with us. And I'm just going to bring it to any questions or discussion that anybody has at this time.
Okay, Ranjeet, fantastic stuff. And of course, it's, AI day today, so I'm going to hit you with, the biggest complex AI solution that we have. We also can help you if you're looking for marketing assistance and if you're very new and want some basic questions and to go through some of the platforms and some of the suggestions maybe for your business if it doesn't need as much detailed discussion. So there's a lot of different ways that we can help you. So let's jump into these questions at this particular time. And the first question is in the chat box. Go ahead if you have a question. We'll have time to answer a few of them. And I am trying to build AI into my company long-term strategy, just not use it for productivity. What advice would you give entrepreneurs who want to create AI-powered systems but are concerned about building on a platform or technology that might change dramatically over the next few years?
Perfect. That's a great question. And I think it's something many businesses are thinking about right now. So from my side, advice would be is to build your strategy around the business problem that you're trying to solve, not entirely around the AI platform because technology will continue to evolve, and today's leading AI tools may look different from years from now. So I would focus more on building the strong business fundamentals, understanding your customers, organizing your data, and creating an efficient process. Those are assets that will always remain valuable regardless of what AI platform you're using. At the SBDC, we encourage our clients to start with small pilot projects, measure the results, and expand from there based on what values it creates. So AI should be support your long-term business goals, but not drive them. Our role is to help business owners evaluate new technologies so they're making investments that fit their business today.
Yeah, and there'll be winners and losers, but I think whatever you build will be able to be added on and supported as we go through. Who wins and who loses this AI shakeout with between all these great companies that are putting so much time, effort, and money into it. Okay, next question is, what about Marin County? Well, what about Marin County? I don't have my Giants cap on right now, do I? Marin County is in Northern California region, so in the NorCal region. They're doing some great stuff with AI. I attended one of their trainings in the past. What you would want to do is just Google SBDC Marin County SBDC. They're doing some great stuff. Now, and they did some interesting training. So it was fantastic training, full day training. See, when was it? Back in November. So they're doing great stuff there. And are they doing the same thing that Ranjit shared with you? There's 950 of us service centers, SBDC service centers. I don't know if anybody's doing this. So, but there are definitely ways that they can help you, Rachel. Okay, some other AI questions. If you've got them, put them in here. What happens if AI produces incorrect advice that, as an advisor, that you might pass on? Where does the responsibility fall with that?
Let me check that right here.
Let me take a whiff at that. You know, AI is going to hallucinate, and I do think that some of the reports that we come up are going to be based on information that is pulled off the internet. So I think a lot of it is you have to remember that AI does give sometimes bad information or misinformation. And a lot of the reporting that we're doing is basically stuff that's reported on websites that may occasionally be incorrect. Um, Anything to add to that, Ranjit?
Yes, great point, Kelly. I agree. I think AI is a tool that helps us understand information efficiently. However, it cannot replace professional judgment. So here at the SBDC, every recommendation is always going to be reviewed by an advisor before it's discussed with the client.
Great. Hey, does the SBDC have an approved list of AI platforms, particularly the paid versions, enterprise versions with stronger privacy protections? Have we come up with an approved list of AI platforms? I don't think we have one at this point. So I'm going to say that what we do is we work with a number of different tools, and when you come in, we can share the number of tools that we work with and some of the things that are out there. An approved list is something that we probably haven't done because we haven't gone through and actually verified or validated those particular platforms. Anything to add, Ranjit?
Yeah, I agree. So we haven't formed a list currently yet, but that's something ongoing that we can definitely work towards.
Okay, great. Okay, well, let's run through the chat and see if we've missed anything there. We've got everything in there so far. Greetings and salutations. You can go there and grab our YouTube link where this will be, our YouTube channel. Subscribe and get these webinars all the time. Also, some thank you very much for the kind words. Classes that one can take to understand how to use AI. What would be your question to somebody who is looking maybe to take a class, or better yet, are there other ways that they can better understand how to use AI?
So to better understand using AI, and there's definitely a lot of excellent resources available today. It could range from online tutorials. There's a lot of courses that universities also offer. Um, at the SBDC, we do offer workshops and webinars, and also one-on-one advising. So during the consulting, we can kind of see how AI can be applied with the operations, if it's either financial analysis, marketing, and our goal is to kind of help individuals learn how to better understand and use AI responsibly. So there are some great opportunities out there. I believe there are a few platforms out there online, but we can always meet one-on-one and go through some of the things that your business or that you would like to kind of learn about as well.
Yeah, and there's prompts out there that you can use to get better information and data out of AI. One of the things is there's enough of the companies that offer free versions. It's almost, I think, recommended that you sign up for a free version and you go in and you see what it is and what you can do. And one of my favorite things when I started using AI was to ask a particular question, but also to ask AI how they would do what they would do if they were in my shoes, or what would you do to answer this particular question or problem that I have. So if I'm missing something in my prompt, in my question, that's what a prompt is. It's a question and a call to action for your AI chat box. So what you're doing is you're basically then asking AI to answer the question for you or what you're missing out. And you can always go in and do that. But when you're out there new and starting, do be careful and don't be careful about the private information that you want to put in there. The models do share, and they do, unless you have a pro version of ChatGTP, university version, they don't share. They're closed systems, but these are open ones, and things that go into these particular platforms, they're shared and actually learned upon for better answers later on. Okay, I think that does it. We're about done here with Webinar Wednesday Special Thursday edition, number 384. Big thanks to Ranjeet, not only for today, but the fantastic work he's done with the SBDC over the last several months, and the work that he can do to help you find your data in your business and use that particular data. So for Ranjeet Singh, I'm Kelly Bearden. Come back next week. We're going to have a great webinar with Ben Nicholson, and I really enjoyed this guy. Good stuff on financing and financing issues that you don't just think about usually um, until you see somebody who has run into them like him. So for Ranjeet, I'm Kelly Bearden. We'll be back next week. See you then. Bye bye, everyone.